If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast without any minimum amount of listeners. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download your free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello, and my name is Corinne Manuel, and I am with the Real Girlfriends Across America, and I am your host for tonight. We are a company that has a foundation and a mission to build lifelong friendships with women across the globe, and we will be bringing you hot new topics each and every night, and we're always looking for new topics, so please feel free to follow us on Facebook at Real Girlfriends Across America, or visit our website at realgirlfriends.org. and send us any type of emails just letting us know what type of that you would suggest. And tonight I have on the line with me Kay, and I actually have a few other people who just joined in. So area code 707, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Corinne, it's me, Kat, calling from Cali.
Hi, Kat. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well. And I have area code 720, and what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Corinne, it's me, it's Destiny.
Hi, Destiny. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm well. So tonight we're going to begin with our topic. We are talking about would you marry for money? And if you have any background noise, just feel free to mute your phone in between. And I thank you. Okay, thank you. So we're going to start talking about would you marry for money? And, you know, some people, they marry for various reasons. So some may marry for things such as love. Some would marry because they're a great provider. They're caring. So it may be a number of reasons why people may get married, but there are a few people who do marry for financial gain. So tonight, again, we're going to talk about would you marry for money. So I'm going to start off by asking you, Kat, would you marry, or actually, let me start off by, we're going to actually say that main question for math. So I'm going to actually start off by asking you, what do you consider to be rich?
You're asking me, Kat, right?
Yes.
Consider, are you talking about, financially rich or just rich in general?
So financially rich.
Okay, so for me, rich is owning multiple properties, having investments, it's not just about how much money somebody has in their main account. Rich to me is investing, and you have your money growing. So, for example, somebody could just have in their bank account. Don't get me wrong, $100,000, that is a lot of money. But rich wise, my definition of being rich is being able to invest and make multiple sources of incomes. And so, yeah.
Okay. And what do you consider to be poor?
I would say my definition of poor is one thing, lazy, because you're not willing to do anything to make that money. And also considering what poor is to me is not being able to even living paycheck to paycheck. But some people some people have to live that way, which I don't think is which isn't a bad thing. However, if you're unable to like withdraw a certain amount of money, and you're counting how much money is in your bank account, not necessarily. I take that back. Actually, I think poor is just not knowing how to balance money, pretty much, and having less than a certain amount.
Okay. And I'm going to ask, and thank you for your answer. And I'm going to ask area code 404. Are you there, area code 404?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you just state your name for the audience?
This is Tawanda calling from Georgia.
Hello, Tawanda. And what do you consider to be rich versus what do you consider to be poor?
I actually want to ditto everything that Kat just said. In addition to making multiple six figures, not just been cash rich, but also having assets and properties and investments, because we know it's not how much you make, it's actually how much you keep and how much you can actually invest and how much you can actually grow. So that's what rich would be to me. And what poor is, to me, poor is more so of a state of mind. Because you could literally have a sharp mind, and you can be rich, or even if you don't financially have the money, but it's really about mindset. So not just someone that's barely able to pay bills, but more so also about the mindset, because without that mindset, you really can't even change that current situation.
Okay, and I do agree. In regards to the poor portion, poor is definitely a mindset, and if you're content with not having things and content and not, bettering yourself, then it's kind of hard to try to change that mindset. And let me ask you, Kay, what do you consider to be rich versus what do you consider to be poor?
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of riches. Some people are rich in friendships and relationships. Some people are rich in finances, but they're poor in relationships. It really depends on like what you're looking at. For me, I think that I am okay in the relationship area. I want to be financially rich. And when it comes to financially rich, I think that would, for me, it means being able to have enough money coming in to where you don't have to work if you don't want to work, or if you miss a day of work or even a year of work, you're not going to be financially constrained. So, yeah.
Okay. And I agree with that. Definitely, I think that being at a certain level where you can at least take care of yourself would be ideal. And, yeah, I that's where I would be. Preferably want to be at least be able, if I had to take for the bare minimum, you had to settle, I would want to at least be able to take care of myself. Obviously I'm not, I'm beyond that at this moment. I am able to take care of myself. However, I know I'm always trying to strive for more. And so we're going to go to our second question, and I'm going to ask you, Kat, would you marry someone who has wealth but is financially selfish?
No, I wouldn't. I'd rather even be with a guy with the median money and is not financially selfish, because first of all, you cannot take this money to the grave. And so usually it's sad because you will find people that are financially selfish. They just like to apparently use their dollar bills. They just like to watch their bank account grow, but they're not really using it. As far as like for me personally, my preference, if I had the wealth, I would be donating it to charity if I had the money. And well, even though I'm not like a millionaire, I still like to donate what I can, but I would be using it for good causes. And to be with someone who just brags about having money isn't everything. And I don't know if a lot of people understand, but the root of evil is money. And so I would not be with somebody if they were like financially selfish.
Okay. And I can respect that. And how about you, Tawanda? Would you marry someone who has wealth but is financially selfish?
Okay, Someone that have what now?
Would you marry someone that has wealth but is financially selfish, or they're selfish with their money?
They have wealth, and they are financially selfish. Well, I wanted to comment on something Kat just said. Really, it's nothing even wrong with money. It's really more so it's people that have greed. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when money is involved. I actually dealt with someone before that was, what did you call them again? Selfish what?
Selfish.
No, she just said, would you be with someone that is wealthy but they are financially selfish?
I apologize.
Financially
My phone
selfish.
locked and I had it on mute. Yes, financially selfish.
Yes, I definitely would. And I would have so much fun helping him become unfinancially selfish. Because with the money that he has, we're going to help a whole lot of people. We're going to bless them, and we're going to do amazing things with them, whether he likes it or not, because I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to help him understand the win-win opportunity and benefit for him to help others so he can get some things that he wants as well.
Okay.
But I'm definitely not letting the money get away. Of course not.
Okay, so you just try to persuade him to spend differently.
No, I wouldn't try. I would do it.
Okay. And let me ask you the same question, Kay. Would you marry someone who was wealthy but they were financially selfish with their money? So there? Okay. And maybe we lost her. I'm not sure.
I'm having a lot of background noise. Can you please repeat the question, please?
Sure. Would you marry someone who has wealth but is financially selfish with their money?
It depends on if they're emotionally selfish. If they're emotionally selfish, then no.
Okay. But what if they were so if they were financially selfish, then would that make a difference?
It really depends. And the reason why I say it depends is because I was married for 11 years, and when you're married, things are very different. Like, you see things from a different perspective. Sometimes a person can be financially selfish but still take care of all of the needs that you have. They might provide a house, they might provide food, they might provide shelter, clothing. So, I mean, everybody has a different definition of what selfish is. Like, maybe somebody else's definition is, well, they won't give me $1,000 to go shoe shopping. That's not my definition of selfish. You see what I'm saying? So it really depends. Now, if that person is like scooping you on paying so you don't have shelter, or you don't have food to eat, or you don't have the basic necessities, that's a problem. That's what I would call emotionally selfish. Like, they're not providing for your basic survival needs. No, I couldn't marry someone like that. No.
Okay. And how about this? Would you marry someone who barely made minimum wage, but they try to give, or actually try to give you what you want, but they go without in the process of doing so?
I don't fall in love with people for the amount of money that they make. I fall in love with them for their character and the type of dreams that they have. So if I meet someone and they have goals and they have dreams and they want to better themselves, then they could be penniless. But as long as I see that, okay, you have goals and you're actually working towards that, I can work with that.
Okay. I can respect that as well. Yeah, I think that does play a big part in things as well. And I'm going to ask the same question to you, Tawanda. Are you still there?
Uh-oh. What's the question? I don't know if I'm here or not. What's the question?
Would you marry someone who barely made minimum wage, but they would go without just to give you what